we wanted a really earthy kind of undertone to this collection, and we were originally looking at balloons over the savannah, and we liked that idea of that like really crisp, brightly colored, rigid stripes over something very natural and earthy. So starting from that, we then kind of pulled in like some tribal elements and some, florals. So everything's like a little bit turned on its head though. So we have, traditional tribal patterns that are usually painted by hand on mud cloth or on people's bodies, and we've actually made them out of sport tape. And then we did this kind of collaboration with Adam Handler, who does everything with oil sticks. So he's made our giraffe for our balloon safari. African lilies, which was a collaboration with artist Jemmy Aldridge. And we just wanted to kind of have a bunch of those like contrasting patterns that give that tension between like the rigidness and the natural elements, and then bring in fringe and texture and incorporate some of that like wrapping and mixing elements that you see in a lot of kind of traditional African wear as well.
This season we worked on African florals. She was really inspired by Africa and this like sense of like comical, like large color and big shapes. So we went with an African lily and looked at the sense of scale with that and how can we abstract it and keep a floral interesting but make it modern.
Some designers shy away from the term wearable fashion, but I think wearability is so important because otherwise what's the point? And I think you can have bold print and bold silhouette and volume and play with these things still in your everyday wear. And we wanted to really stress that with this, like make sure that each item is like really versatile and can be worn by a lot of different kinds of women, but also very easy and but still feel forward and fresh and modern. I think about a lot of different like women I know, women that inspire me. I also think of myself as far as like the comfortability of something and like what are you realistically wearing this to? Can you walk around in it? Do you feel comfortable? Would you wear it to a wedding? Would you wear it on a date? But I also think of maybe women that are younger, older. Maybe more of a tomboy, maybe a little more girly. Like I try to think of all the different women that can actually like wear print and color and just really personalize it to the personality. When we started this line, we really wanted it to be a collaboration, and my husband's a painter. He paints a lot of the prints. I've always really loved print and pattern. And we work with other artists every season to collaborate with, so it's really came from wanting to build a community of artists that we're working with on every single collection. And each season we loop in new people and figure out new ways to work together, so print is such a fun way to start that and kind of work with two-dimensional artists and then turn it into more of a three-dimensional kind of concept. So that's always been the main focus for us, and then we kind of build around that. But it's a nice way of thinking about wearable art and pattern in a more modern way for us. I think it's very fun and colorful, but it also feels very sophisticated. Sometimes people are scared that print's going to look too young or too vintage or too silly, and I think it can be very sophisticated and modern looking if you just play with the proportions in the right way. And I hope people take away that from it and feel that it still feels modern and clean, even though it is very bold and loud.